Hi, thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about Virasana, which is also sometimes known as hero's pose. It's worth noting that Virasana is listed as a hip opener, but you'll be requiring flexibility also in your knees and your ankles. Before we begin, let me say too, if you are tight in your hips, if you can't bring your knees together, you can be in a parallel position. So let's go ahead, let's get started, and we're going to talk about some modifications along the way. Come up onto your hands and knees. You'll want to have your knees together and your feet will be wide apart for your hips to come between them. Now, if in this beginning position your feet do not go apart from each other, and here's what my feet look like. My knees are together, my feet are apart. If I come back, my hips are going to come right between. If your knees and your hips won't allow for you to do that, instead, try being in a simple parallel position with space right here and sit back. Now, folks who are having knee issues, you can also grab a blanket. You come on up, place that blanket behind your knees. You might have to kind of move the tissue of your calves out of the way just a little bit. And then go ahead and sit back. And that should really help reduce some of the pressure you feel in your knees. And if we were doing that for Virasana, knees are together, feet are wide. Here, I'll grab my blanket. It comes right into the knee pit there. And you scoot the calf muscle out of the way, and you come on back. Okay. Now, before you get lowered down, knees are together, feet are wide. I want you to take your hands, cross them at the wrist. You're going to grab your thighs and turn your thighs in. Now, also if you have a block, as you sit back, place that block on the floor between your feet. This will help give you a prop to sit on. It'll help take some of the stress out of your knees, ankles, and hips. So grab whatever prop's necessary. Any blanket is gonna work. You don't have a block at home, okay. As long as you have a book that can go and get under both sits bones, you're gonna be just fine. And then it's the depth that you require. So you can play around with that and know what's right for you. Now, so we've gotten into position, we've lowered back. We want to engage from the low belly to lift up nice and tall. Now, it's really important, either you're sitting on the floor or you're sitting on a block, because you really want to have something for your sits bones to press down into. Because as we press down through our sits bones into the block, there's a good lengthening energy that happens, and we can reach up through the top of our head. You want to broaden across the collarbones. And I take my hands and I rub my feet because it helps me think about something else, and I think we could all use a foot massage more often than we get it. And as you're resting in this position, I want you to think about reaching your knees away from your hips, lengthening your femurs out, creating a traction for your hip joint. And we'll hold and breathe. Again, with the yoga breathing, we're going to inhale and exhale through the nose using Ujjayi breathing. If you're not sure what that means, I did a video on it a little while ago, so go ahead and find that. Here we go. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as always, you can find me on my website, www.customplatesandyoga.com. Thank you. Bye.